Hey everyone, welcome back. This is Lucid. We're getting back into our game with LA-Ulm. It is turning out to be an interesting game where the early game is being dominated by the player playing Lemuria, and many nations are appearing to expand quite slowly. So anyway, on with our turn. We have a message from Pythium. Agree on all counts, consider our borders safe. We'll begin operations with Lemuria shortly. So basically, I told Pythium I want these two provinces, but he can take these. And he said, sure. And then I think I also proposed a nap. I have no interest at all in invading up this way into Pythium. It's not going to help me get to Lemuria, if that is indeed the way I need to focus. We can see it has an army here, which is like right next to Micklin's cap. So I don't want to have, I would like to have this border secured and this border secured. I've already secured this one with Utgard. But, yeah, I don't want to be focusing any of my offensive efforts up here. I want to be focusing them down here. And I'm thinking about Marignon. They are so weak, and I don't have access to Lemuria. I may need to eat Marignon just to be able to get access to them. But I'm going to wait. If it looks like Micklin's going to fall to Lemuria, I would rather have Marignon as an ally, and then a firm border, and then I can pour my troops through here and kick Lemuria out of Micklin and probably take Micklin instead. So we'll see. We'll see. Okay, so we've taken this. We're going to move up here, and then we'll plan on taking this the turn after. I've got 6 PD here. Yeah, so... in terms of research, we are barely starting to slog away, getting up Evocation to level 3, and then we'll be going up to Conjuration 4. Conjuration 4 is for Summon Lamashtas, which is very good on vampires, so that's the thinking. We're going to be pulling armies, hopefully, to take this. This is a lot of units, but they're not terribly good, though heavy infantry are not bad. They kind of get chewed up by crossbows, but anyway, it's what we got. And then we're going to be bringing in a big troop here. Our wolves in the back, I've kind of improved my scripting. We got these guys. I probably should again put them on skirmish. And then these guys up here. So we're going to be attacking this. This will be an easy... I'll be able to get these two provinces quite easily with this army. And then we'll figure out what we want them to do next. Probably come back and take this one. But yeah, so that's all going well. You can see we're starting to get a lot more resources. I'm far less resource constrained now. As you see, I'm cranking out a lot of the high resource units. And that's because I've now cleared out most of my cap circle. And then this fort also... right now you can see we're also resource constrained here, but as I get like this province, I'll probably be able to start making more of these guys, or these guys. And it's getting to the point, when I start fighting players, I don't really want to use these, because these aren't as good versus elite troops, and players tend to use more elite troops. So as we start fighting more players, I'm going to start getting Zweihanders, just because they're badass. And then if I'm going to be fighting Lemuria, I'm going to get these guys. These guys are going to just wreck Lemuria shit. I mean, they're vulnerable to Control Undead, but Control Undead is a short-range spell that's a little difficult for them to cast effectively in combat. But these guys do... this is going to just crush their consoles. They're high morale. So attacking consoles, they're just going to do so much damage. And then they have this Bane of Heresy thing, which is going to do armor-piercing fatigue damage. Yeah. So that's going to be pretty damn effective. But it is not time for that yet. We don't have a border with Lemuria, so we're not going to be making those. But I do want to start making these as I get out of the expansion phase. I really need to get this thrown too. That's going to give me a lot more resources to crank out Zweihanders. So that's basically it for this turn. We're going to be pinging this too. I just want to see exactly what's in here. Since crossbowmen and heavy cav are kind of the hardest of the indies, or often the hardest, I want to have a real accurate scouting report before I send anything. And yeah, that's basically it. On to the next turn. So I think we're on turn 13 now. So turn 13, a message has arrived from Utgard. Kill that Jaguar Tribe warrior. That's really funny. So I guess he saw my failed expansion. Which, oddly enough, if he must not have seen the battle, because if he watched the battle, he would know there wasn't a Jaguar Tribe warrior left. I killed them all. But I just got some weird shit where the game replay doesn't match. Okay, so it looks like there's a ton of battles going on this turn. It looks like Marignon has decided to attack me. So let's talk about that. So okay, they're sending in these guys, so it's a bunch of flagellants. We haven't actually talked about their bless. Let's take a look. What are we fighting? Attack +4, so that means 4 fire. Magic weapons, so that's going to be good against Lemire, because these guys, the flails, have 2 attacks. Number of attacks 2 and +2 attack for shields. So these are actually very good against, are pretty good against ghosts. So the magic weapons is a nice pickup. Fire resistance, maybe it's going to be nice if he's doing fire elemental spam, and he already had 1 fire, so. And then it will help if he's doing crossbows with flaming arrows a little bit. Magic resistance +3. Not sure why you would want that. I guess it would help with Lemuria a little bit. And then strength +4. Strength is a nice pickup. So it's it looks like it's a imprisoned pretender. None of these are incarnate, so it's like a rainbow pretender bless on it, probably on an imprisoned chassis. Okay, so anyway, he's going to build that PD, yeah, and then he's attacking me again here, which, yeah, we lost 2, but barely. We'll watch this battle. His flagellants aren't really that good. They're nice because you can recruit them anywhere. And they're cheap. With good buffs, potentially, they're okay. Because they have pretty good offensive power because they have 2 attacks. And then once he blesses them, you'll see they do a fair amount of damage. 21 per hit. And you do 2 of those. So, but it's not going to be anytime soon that they can get any reasonable blesses on these guys. They're going to be okay versus Lemuria. But even then, not great. Like, they'll inflict a lot of damage, but they'll also take really high casualties, which Lemuria is usually okay trading, ghosts for normal troops. What they're not happy with is when you attack them, or when y'all have a battle and you don't lose anything and you kill a bunch of their ghosts. But, yeah, so I don't really like flagellants. When I play Lemuria, I prefer to just ignore them. I mean, not Lemuria, Marignon. So we'll watch the rest of the battles, and then we'll talk about diplomacy and why this is a really dumb move. So Pythium, let's watch this battle. Pythium is a kind of weird nation. They've got a lot of the good base troops that Airmore has. They've got these Serpent Cataphracts too, which are kind of badass. They take a bless, and I think he has a pretty good bless. He's got regeneration and blood bond, and then invulnerability. So these guys actually are pretty sick. I think their protection versus mundane must be really high. Yeah, 24. Pretty good. 24 is like right at the threshold where you don't take damage from normal troops. So this would be pretty good for expanding. I don't know if he was an awake or dormant pretender. Hard to say. But he's also got Hydras, which are the main sacred of these dudes. So those will be quite terrifying. If he chooses to use them. They're really, really expensive, though. And then we see Erythrea expanding. Is this his prophet? So these guys are pretty cool. They've got Sun All, which is going to make it where Lemuria's dudes can't really attack him, because most of the time you are going to be in the sun. And they also have solar weapons, which is going to allow them to do a lot of damage against Marignon's... I mean, not Marignon, Lemuria's dudes. And they also have magic weapons by default. So these guys are really, really good at killing ghosts. The problem with them is they're sacred. So apostasy can convert them. And they also can go underwater. So, yeah, these are super duper good. And this is one of the new nations to Dominions 5. I've not played them. The other kind of cool is these guys have Acid Bolt, which is a really, really good spell. All the acid spells, which is kind of rare. You don't really get fire, water crosspaths on many dudes. I mean, it exists, but it's kind of one of the more rare crosspaths. Yeah. So, that's cool. Hopefully we can get them mobilized against Lemuria and kick them out of the ocean. We are expanding here, what I thought would be kind of low casualty. Yeah, we're definitely going to win. We'll probably kill our wolves again. Yeah, rip wolves. Yeah, it looks like we're going to kill our own front line as well. Tell you what, you do not want to be one of... Like, if you're going into war and your buddies are all crossbowmen, you're probably in for some pretty bad luck. Yeah. I don't want to be the front line in an Ulmish war. And we're scouting here, and it's about 20 crossbows and about 10 or 11 heavy cav. Yeah, 11 heavy cav and about 25 crossbows. So, okay. We got some blood slaves. I'll take those. Okay, so we also have our lab set up, and I've got these guys blood hunting now. My first dude got recruited. I'm recruiting more, and we're blood hunting. I don't have anybody to patrol yet, but that's what my wolves are going to be for. But we have an unexpected thing. Oh shit, I didn't show you this. So somebody attacked Marignon here as some act of karma for attacking me. And this is Bogaris, if you don't know. And I think this is Bogaris, or Bogus. And he is a troll with a Wraith Sword and greenstone armor. He's pretty damn hard to kill. And then this is an Air Mage, I believe, who is actually pretty damn good. And then this guy is a guy with bow of precision, or true shot longbow. I don't know exactly what that is, but I don't know if it's the case in Dominions 4, he had the order target hero. Or some of these guys would, and they just snipe your back heroes. So they're very good at killing province defense. And this guy's pretty strong as hell too. 24 defense, yeah. Yeah, we're gonna have to think about when we attack them. So anyway, that's kind of funny. It cut off, and this is gonna be hard for Marignon to retake. It cut off one of his cap ring provinces from him, essentially permanently. So that's quite unlucky for him. He didn't take misfortune or anything that would really kind of guarantee that. Now, what I'm expecting is he's going to come in here and attack, so we're going to go ahead and defend with a bunch of dudes. I would put these in line, but they're on a crappy commander. So, yeah, this is basically going to be the plan. These guys are on skirmish. I think I could have put these guys on skirmish. I didn't, but yeah, I probably should have. And I put 20 PD here, and so basically we're going to come in, we're going to sit pretty much flush with the PD. The PD will be like right in here. So we'll be flush to a little bit in front, and we will just pummel these guys if they try to attack, because they probably, like, it's actually kind of perfect. They're going to see this commander here, and they're like, oh, he's building a fort, I'm going to attack it. It's almost impossible to resist attacking that. So anyway, we're going to do that. And then meanwhile, we're also going to defend here. I put 20 PD here also. And then I'm going to move in some troops, and I'm going to have this guy preach and just basically sit here. And whichever province he attacks, he's going to get raped. The only smart move is not attacking, which if you declare war, you usually don't want to do. But we'll see. So now let's talk about why this is a bad idea. So I don't send him a message, but I think I will next turn. Basically, if you're a small nation, the answer for a small nation, unless you have a huge strategic advantage, like you have a really good bless and you're really good at raiding or something, like if you have a nation that's really good at raiding, maybe you didn't expand well, but you can just eat up a bunch of a big nation quickly, and then now you're the big nation. Yeah, you can do that. So, but you're not going to do that with pikeneers and flagellants. So that's out. What you generally want to do as a small nation is, if you get in a 1v1 war with any nation that's bigger than you by as much as I'm bigger than him, you're going to lose. You know, part of it is I have my cap ring clear, right? I have like 6 provinces around my cap ring that I've cleared, and then I have another fort up. He has no forts up. He doesn't have his cap ring cleared. I can produce way more troops and way better troops every turn than he can. So even if I mess up and I lose all the battles, which I'm probably not going to do as much as him because he couldn't expand very well, then, like, even if I lose all the battles, I'm still going to win the economic war. So what you want to do if you're a small nation like this, because sometimes, you know, you're going to have bad luck, like bogus attacks you and other things, or you're going to be surrounded by heavy cav. What you want to do is, you want, like, nations like me are going to be looking to eat you, right? Because we know we'll win in a one-on-one. What you want to do is, like, make yourself look very unappetizing, make a lot of troops, don't play for some late game strategy because you're going to probably get rushed. But you want to look to get in an asymmetrical war where it's like 2v1, where you're like, you talk to your other buddy who's kind of not very big, and you say, hey, let's gang up on somebody. Now, in this particular game, everybody's fighting Lemuria, and Lemuria is probably all around here. So you could, you know, easily just take Lemuria's stuff and get big that way. Yeah. But attacking the big player is a really bad... A bigger player, I'm not like that big, is a really bad idea. So yeah, he's going to get absolutely shreked. We've also got a bunch of wolves, so we're going to come in and sneak this way, and we'll see if we can snipe some of his PD, or some of his provinces with wolves. And we have this here now. I was going to build a fort, but I had to do a PD dump. So hopefully in the next couple turns I need to get these forts up. This is kind of an inopportune time for me to go to war. I would like to get a little more infrastructure up before I would do anything. So he's kind of made me go to war before I really wanted to. But to whatever degree I'm not ready to go to war, he's like 10 times less ready to go to war. So how I'm rationalizing it in my head is this fort is now mine, and I just have to take it. So by not putting money into these forts that I wanted to build, I'm going to be putting money into taking this one. And this one's going to pay a lot more gold, especially if I get this province. If I get both of these, I'm going to be really, really well set up to go strong into the late mid-game. So that's it. Here, we're back to recruiting just wolf herds, and I'm almost to the point where I'm kind of done recruiting wolf herds. I do want to get some of these fortune tellers to give me magic diversity. I want to get into nature and death. Yeah. And then the wolves are pretty useful, but like they're not that good at holding up. So, yeah, we'll see. Anything else? No, so basically we're 2 traps for Marignon. I think we covered all the events. Yeah, we're doing 2 traps for Marignon, and after that we're going to go attack them and take all this stuff back. I didn't finish my expansion here over also, but this is the thing, like, I'm so much bigger than Marignon, so if you're watching this, you can learn a lot about diplomacy. I'm going to commit 50% of my stuff. Right, I'm going to have 50% of my stuff I'm going to send down this way. The other 50%, I'm going to have kind of continue expand. Either take this or take this, come down and take this, clear out these things. Like, I'm going to continue expanding. He's going to throw everything he has, like 100% of his stuff, and I'm going to kill it with 50% of mine. Like, I'm almost certain I will. So this is why you don't want to fight a bigger player. And if at any point it looks like I'm not going to win sending 50% of my stuff, then I'm going to send 80% or 100. And there's no way he can hold off 100% of my stuff. It just isn't possible. So, anyway, yeah, that's basically what's going on this turn, and that is the end of this episode. So, next episode, you will see the Marignese War in full swing. So I hope you tune in for that, and thank you guys for watching.